Good morning, students. Today I will explain lesson 2, demand and law of demand. Please follow the board work. Demand and law of demand. First, we have to know the definition of demand. That's why here I already written here what demand for a commodity refers to the amount of the commodity which consumers are willing and able to purchase at a particular price during a particular period of time. That means price and time both we have to mention. Particular price and particular period of time. Now there are different types of demand. Types of demand. First one, individual and market demand. So now individual means what? As a person, when he want to purchase something, it is known as individual demand. And in case of market demand, what? For a commodity, if all the persons total how much they purchased, it is known as market demand. Next, extant and exposed demand. Extant and exposed demand. Extant, that means consumer not purchase now also, want to purchase at a given price given time, and exposed means what? Already purchased at a given price and given time. That's why exposed. Next, joint demand. Joint demand means what? Jointly demanded. That means complementary goods. What goods? Complementary. Pen and ink, both you have to purchase togetherly. Now what? Composite demand. That means some goods are there available in market which have several uses for electricity and steel, coal, milk, etc. Next, we have to know the determinants of demand. Determinants of demand. That means factor affecting demand. First one, price of the commodity. That means what? Price of own goods. That means normally what? In market, when price of the commodity will increase, we will purchase less amount and vice versa also. Next one, income of the consumer. That means normally our income when increases, our demand also increases. This type of goods is known as normal goods. But some goods are available in market, when our income will increase, then we will purchase less amount. For example, low quality grains, toned milk, etc. Now inexpensive goods, or you can say inexpensive necessities. That means maybe our income increase or decrease, we have to purchase this one. For example, matchbox, then let's say needle, etc. Now next one, price of related goods. First one, substitute goods. Example what? Tea and coffee. That means if price of tea increases, then consumer may purchase coffee. Because why? At that time consumer thought what? In case of coffee, they are little bit cheaper than tea. Next one, complementary goods. For example, car and petrol. That means what? If price of petrol increases, then demand for petrol car will decrease. That means some inverse relationship. Next one, taste and preferences. Meaning what? Taste and preferences. When say one consumer like to purchase something, maybe in market price increases or decreases, but he want to purchase more. That means what? Price does not matter, only taste and preferences matter. Next one, what? Government policy. That means in government policy we have to remember tax and subsidy. If tax is high, then price of the product will increase. That means what? Demand will decrease. And subsidy means what? Something discount. If discount available, price of the commodity decreases, then consumer will purchase more. Next one, size of population, and you can say composition of population. If population size increases, normally demand will increase. Now I will explain demand function. You can follow the board. Demand function. For written here, it states that the relationship between demand for a product and its determinants. Determinants means what? Which one I just explained. That means what? In symbolically we can write dn equals to function of pn P1 dot 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 Pn minus 1, Y, T, etc. Y means her income, T means states and preferences, Pn means what? Price of the commodity, and P1 dot dot Pn minus 1 indicates what? Price of related goods. Next one, law of demand. No need to take any note. I will send you screenshot or the snap. From there you can copy. Okay, now law of demand. Law of demand states that other things remaining equal, that means other determinants equal or fixed, constant, that is ceteris paribus assumption. The quantity demanded of a commodity increases when its price falls. That means what? Opposite relation. And decreases when its price rises. So now we will explain what? Demand schedule and demand curve. Now come to the demand schedule. Demand schedule means what? I already explained what? Law of demand. On the basis of law of demand, we can present this law of demand or in tabular form. That means what? Here price, here demand in price rupees, demand in kg. We can easily mention rupees 5, demand what? 8 kg. Price increases 5 to 7. That means what? Demand will decrease. That's why 6. For example, this one, no need to measure anything. Just opposite relation you have to say. Now what? Demand curve. I already mentioned here what it is a graphic presentation of the law of demand. That means you can say in another way, it is a graphic presentation of demand schedule. Then also it is known as demand curve. Here x-axis and y-axis. In y-axis what measure here? Price, and in x-axis what? Quantity. Okay. Now check once. In price 0 to 7. And in quantity I mention what? 0 to 10. Okay. Now we have to draw demand curve. At 7, demand what? 6 units. Check one, 6 units. And in price 5, demand what? 8 units. Sorry, 8 units. Now check once. This join these two lines. Then you will get downward sloping demand curve. That indicates what? D. Thank you. Please try to understand. If you can't understand, ask me. Then again I will explain. Okay, bye.